Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. Friday afternoon in South Africa as I'm doing this, and I have the Radiant Tarot on the tarot table. It's the tarot deck that I got to celebrate the Queen's coronation last year, middle of last year. It seems like an eternity ago. So much has happened, and so much that has really, quite honestly, been distressing, and not only distressing for royal watchers, but distressing for the royal family, the working members of the royal family, the members who are still in the UK. A lot of anguish and a lot of conflict and a lot of trouble coming their way from far, far away. And let's remind you, as I shuffle the cards a little bit more, that this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, or just my opinion, or just speculation. It's my interpretation of the cards. And I read on the royals. Look how the cards are falling out of my hands. I read on the royals because they're an archetypal family, and we can apply the lessons of those archetypes to our own lives. And there is a written disclaimer in the box below. Please read it. Please form your own conclusions. And that's the business end of things out of the way. Reading today is on a very serious topic. The topic was raised in Radar Online, and I have shuffled enough. It's about the King's health and concerns about the King's health. And the concerns, according to Radar Online, allegedly are being expressed within the royal family as an ongoing conversation. And the person who seems particularly concerned is Prince William. And according to Radar Online, Prince William, and I'm quoting from this website, Prince William fears Harry is killing their father with the vicious assaults on the royal family. That I'm just quoting, that's not my opinion. And they go on to say that King Charles has had COVID twice. I said the word. And he does have very swollen hands and feet, and he does have quite a high colour. And they say that that could indicate quite serious kidney problems, edema, things like that. And then it goes on to say that if the unthinkable happens, Prince William believes that Harry and Meghan will have blood on their hands. Very sensationalist, obviously clickbait. But I want to do a tarot reading, an energy reading on the King's health situation. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. I'm going to repurpose the Celtic cross so that I look at Harry's opinion, Meghan's opinion, and William's opinion and hopes and fears for the King's health as part of this Celtic cross. In my readings, I have picked up some quite troublesome cards. The Three of Swords shows up quite often, and that is, of course, emotional pain. That King Charles really does feel very hurt, very betrayed, very lost. He's not only lost his father recently and his mother, but he's also, to all intents and purposes, lost his son. That's Three of Swords, but it can also indicate literal heart trouble. I have picked up the Death card in recent readings. That, of course, is the Scorpio card. It doesn't have to literally mean death, but it does mean change, it does mean endings, it does mean radical transformation, difficulty going through the process of change. So that's why I was interested in this article and the energy around it, interested to dig in, do an energy reading and see what the cards want to tell me. Of course, there were also allegations from people like Lady C that the stress and worry around the Harry and Meghan situation precipitated health crises, not only in the late Queen Elizabeth, but also Prince Philip. So there's that as well. So there's history in this kind of situation. Guess who's popped up? We'll put it back in. We'll shuffle it 3 more times. Stir her in. Get in proper. And that's one. And then the Celtic cross will come up. The only reading I'm doing today, I do have some things still to get through today. I'm still trying to catch up with myself, and hopefully it soon all will be just back to normal. I keep saying that. One more shuffle. But it's very, very short start to the year, just have to say. Not just for me. Okay. Yeah, collapsing cards, collapsing charity. babbling tarot reader. There's a lot of energy in this reading. I know I did readings on the Queen's health and they were quite upsetting for some people. I hope this reading isn't upsetting, but we're just doing an energy check-in, right? That's all we're doing. Celtic Cross coming up. And I have looked at health around the senior royals before. So we're just going to dip in again because, of course, these things are changing. These energies are changing all the time because so much is going on. And this is why I read on some of the same questions over and over and over. Very beautiful tarot deck, this Radiant Tarot. It's lovely, it's got lovely energy. I'm hoping that lovely energy means lovely reading. You know, sometimes, what do we see? We see the Three of Swords in reverse. And who's next to us here? We're going to put the rest right out of sight. In fact, I'm going to turn the deck. Oh, well, no. You can't see what I'm seeing, but I'm going to show you. These are the underlying energies. We've got the Three of Swords in reverse. We've got the Hermit, which is Prince Harry. And we've got the Queen of Wands, which is Meghan Markle, according to the tarot. So there we have it. There we have the cause of the Three of Swords, according to the cards, in my opinion. Harry and Meghan. The Three of Swords, the card that I was talking about as showing up in these readings, showing up as the underlying energy of this reading. Rather disturbing for me as a reader. It's heartache, it's betrayal, it's heart issues as well. The Three of Swords, yeah. There is good reason to be concerned, and there is good reason why this article is appearing in Radar Online. I have no idea who the source is for this article. One can speculate. I'm not going to. This is a tarot reading. There it is. There's our underlying energy. Card in reverse to me means ongoing pain, heartache, loss, sense of betrayal. So that's very serious. I think we have a serious reading on our hands. And let's look at the situation, the signifier for the King's health. Where is he now health-wise? Page of Cups. That's okay. That's not a bad card. It's a card of love, messages of love. It's very emotional. It's an apology card. It's a card of longing, of reconciliation. Look at the swans in the background. There is, I think, a desire in there for some form of reconciliation with the wayward son. We'll leave the wife out of it. But we got the Three of Swords and the Hermit. And I do think that he really, really, really would like to solve this problem. I saw exactly the same energy with the late Queen when I did readings on her health situation, what was going on with her. Consistent message that she wanted to solve the problem with Harry, bring him back into the fold, mend things, fix things. He's the problem child. He does seem to have quite serious issues. If you read that book, I haven't read it, but I've read excerpts. I haven't read it from cover to cover, but it does seem to indicate, in my opinion, that there is something quite wrong with him, PTSD or something like that. And that's my very amateur opinion. It's not a diagnosis. What is particularly crossing him, causing him problems? The Ace of Cups. This is again, these cards they are the same. Basically, he's wanting a fresh start. He's wanting a fresh relationship. He's wanting a fresh start with that problem child. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice, which I think is quite telling. And we've got the page who's carrying that cup, and then we get a close-up. It's like we're in a movie and we get a close-up on that cup that the page is carrying. This is what's on his mind. So let's see what's going on behind the scenes with the King and his health. Page, another page, Page of Pentacles in reverse. Again, we've got messages. This is more a sort of a money card, but contracts and negotiations. We're talking about negotiations with family members. There is a family member that wants negotiations, that wants some kind of meeting, some kind of summit, a contract almost drawn up, an apology. That's that Page of Pentacles. I'm reading on health, and Page of Pentacles in reverse. For some reason I'm getting pills. I don't know why I'm getting pills from that. Medication. with that Page of Pentacles in reverse, that somehow on the QT, unknown to us behind the scenes, possibly there is some medication going on with that Page of Pentacles in reverse, a prescription. Let's say the dog is having a good old shout. He's on pain meds, he would know, at the ripe old age of nearly 15. But I'm also getting that there might be behind the scenes, there might be a silence where he would actually like to talk. He would like to talk, but can't, because it's got too legal, got too contractual, it's got too formal, it's got to go through lawyers and all of that kind of thing. So difficult. I'm not getting calamitous energy. This is the calamitous energy that's sitting underneath all of this emotion and this blocked communication with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And of course, pages are children, and there are 2 grandchildren in the mix that I don't think he's even met. I can't, off the top of my head, remember hearing that he's met them. So that must hurt. That really, really, really must hurt. I know in my family, we have long distance relationships, and that hurts. So to never have met, never have had anything to do with, have no contact, to have to wait for a Netflix docuseries to see any footage of them and things like that. Appalling. So what's the King's focus right now, his goal? Again, we're talking about health, and we got the Lovers in reverse. Choices, but it's about reconciliation. The Lovers, about reunion. It's about, there are the swans that are floating around in the background. We've got a close-up. We've had a close-up of that cup, and now we've got a close-up of the swans, the 2 lovebirds. They mate for life, of course. But it's this breakup. He's very focused on the loss of that son, the loss of that relationship. A much-loved son, a much-loved member of the royal family. You don't just stop loving someone because they're behaving like a brat. It would be so easy if you did. One did. Let's put it like life would be so easy. But yeah, the Lovers in reverse, feeling the pain of that separation, that breakup, and also facing some very, very, very difficult choices, because the Lovers card is all about choices, and when it's in reverse, very difficult choices, maybe wrong choices or choices you don't want to make. He's got big choices coming up about the coronation, about these possibly, these not negotiations, these silences, these ignoring, these not reading the book that was given, apparently with handwritten note, not reading it, not responding, not reacting. Very, very difficult. How have recent events impacted on his health? We're talking about the book Spare. We're talking about the docuseries. We're also talking about the loss of his mother and also his late father. Temperance. He's having to work very hard to maintain his equilibrium, his harmony in his body. And we know that he likes alternative medicine, holistic approach to healing. That is a very good card for holistic healthcare. Alternative medicine, the Temperance card. You can see someone there, the angel in this case, mixing the potions, the concoctions, to balance the system, whatever is going on in the system that is out of balance. We're having to work very hard on his mood, on his temperament, so that he stays patient, he stays calm, he doesn't get overwrought, he doesn't get terribly upset, his blood pressure doesn't go sky high, things like that. Having to work on it, it's a lesson. This is a lesson, and as I said at the beginning, archetypal situations are lessons for all of us. Near future, meaning the coronation. How is his health going to be around the coronation? I got a 3 of Swords in my coronation reading yesterday that I did. That's in the Royals playlist. How is his health going to be at the coronation around the... Oh no. I'm feeling quite emotional when I see that card, the 5 of Swords. Torment, mental torment, the 5 of Swords, but swords also can mean diseases, quite swift moving, kind of health situations. 5 of Swords is a card of conflict. There's the crown tumbling off, very interesting that I picked this tarot deck, which I thought would be a jolly tarot deck to read with. Not really. There's the crown tumbling, the man who is very conflicted. We've got these difficult decisions he's got to make, and he's going to be surrounded by conflict and feeling very tormented around the time of the coronation. Very tormented, obviously, because of the two that popped out in the underlying energy, the Queen of Wands and the Hermit. Those two are going to be causing him some mental drama, and also possibly going to be affecting his health. And I'm very sorry to say that. I'm very sorry to see it in the cards. I have to report the cards the way that I see them, interpret them the way that I feel they need to be interpreted. It is all just my opinion, and energy changes, and this energy could change quite dramatically if the problem went away, if the problem was solved. We're going to look at the individuals now, because I've repurposed this Celtic cross. So Harry, Meghan, William. Harry first. Does Harry know? Does Harry care about his father's rather precarious health? We got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's a bad timing card when it's in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune. It's good luck when it's upright. It's bad luck when it's in the reverse. I think he's very aware. He's very aware that things could go horribly wrong. Things went horribly wrong with the Queen's passing. He's been through it already. He's been through it a couple of times, in fact. He's been on that wheel. He went through it with Prince Philip, the Oprah interview, and then Prince Philip passed away. Then there was all the silliness of the false royaling and the, popping over to Germany and not bothering to go to Balmoral for summer. And boops, the Queen passed away. I hate to see this card, because I think it kind of means a repeating of that bad luck cycle. Possibility, or even he is aware that there is a possibility of this all happening again, the bad timing of all of this, and then something could happen. I'm not saying an actual demise, but a health situation that could intensify. And there it is, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. He is aware, in my opinion. This is one of these allegedly and speculating cards in particular. And but in my opinion, he has an awareness of it, but he cares about it from the point of view of how it's going to look for him. If something does happen out of the blue, if that Wheel of Fortune spins, and it spins against him, then yeah, it's not going to look good for him. That's not a card of concern and compassion, my opinion, my reading of these cards as an energy reader. Meghan. Does Meghan know? Does Meghan care? Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. It's the action card. Action stations. Busy card. Communicating. I would say messages are going around about this. But also, it's kind of news. It's, again, my opinion as an energy reader. This is the energy that I'm picking up off this card. As some sense of, well, that would unblock things if something happened. And I've got this before. I've got that kind of almost wishful thinking, almost trying to pick my words carefully, but gleeful. Well, that would be a lucky break for us. Harry, it would be a terrible misfortune. She's thinking it would be a lucky break if something happened like that. It might shift the narrative somehow. And be an opportunity with the Eight of Wands, be an opportunity for her. Energy that I have picked up in readings before. I skirt around the energy, obviously, for very obvious reasons, doing these tarot readings. But I just have to repeat, it's all my opinion, and it's all for entertainment purposes. So, William's hopes and fears around the situation. He was the one allegedly quoted in this article by on Radar Online. How does he feel? Yeah, the Hanged Man in reverse. He wants to do something about it. Hanged Man, when it's upright, is somebody who's stuck, somebody who's in limbo, somebody who's getting a clue about something, somebody who's also getting sort of dialing into their intuition. It's Neptune, the Hanged Man, getting enlightened, lying there, hanging there, dangling there, being punished, being victimized, being disempowered. Upright, it's, we need to do something. I'm cut down now from the tree. You need to be cut down from this tree. He wants his father to stop punishing himself, stop sacrificing himself. The Hanged Man is a card of self-sacrifice. It's very Piscean. The Piscean age, of course, was, of course, the great avatar who came and sacrificed himself for us. But the Hanged Man in reverse, stop it. Cut yourself down from the tree. Get over it. Stop with this Three of Swords. Stop with all these oh, I want reconciliation, and oh, I'm brokenhearted, and oh, I wish if only he could come back and we could fix it. William is like, get over it. You need to stop this. You need to think about yourself, and you need to save yourself, not only because of personal reasons, but also for the sake of the country and the monarchy and the Commonwealth and everything else. So, outcome, and I've put a 5-year timeline on it. Outcome, health-wise, King Charles. Wow. Okay, 2 ways of reading this card. The Star is a healing card. The Star. But it's also an ascension card, which is a energy. Going up, going to heaven. I don't want to upset people. I don't want comments of, oh, I wish you wouldn't read on things like this. Please. Something that I just feel compelled to look at. And for him, it's a fantastic card. Healing. I'm not going to pick a clarifier. I don't want to right now. I'm going to leave this reading there where it sits with a beautiful card. It's a very beautiful card. We've got the swan again in the bath, okay? And we have the recurring imagery of the swan. So it could well signify that there is some form of healing with the sun. And then there is only one that shows up in the bath. How nice, how interesting. Maybe one has gone away. But it's a card of hope. It's a card of faith. It's a card of following your soul's journey. It could be literal healing of the physical body. It could be healing of this relationship with the swan. But as I say, there is an undercurrent of something quite different with the Star. And I don't want to be more explicit than that. I already have. But this is not a terrible card by any stretch of the imagination, because of the recurring imagery that we have got in this very beautiful tarot deck, which seems to have a very profound message for us today. A very, very profound message. And again, if you've got free energy to spare, you know where to send it. And thank you for sharing your light here on this channel, and for watching and supporting me. And I will see you again tomorrow.